Well, stunned Norwegians paused today for a national moment of silence for the victims of Friday's dual terror attacks. In Oslo, the capital city, and the site of one of the attacks, nearly 200,000 people joined in a memorial procession. And there are a number of significant developments in the investigation of the attacks to tell you about tonight. At a court hearing, the suspect, a guy who was 32 years old, his name is Anders Breivik, pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of terrorism. The hearing was closed to the public for security reasons. But afterward, the judge said publicly that despite Breivik's plea, he acknowledged carrying out the bombing in downtown Oslo and also the mass shooting at a nearby island. The judge also said that Breivik claims to have worked with accomplices, or as he told the court, quote, 2 more cells in our organization. Today, police refused to confirm that detail, and just yesterday, top police officials said that Breivik told investigators that he acted alone. So it's a contradiction. And then there's the so-called manifesto that bears Breivik's name. CNN has not independently confirmed that Breivik wrote this 1,500-page manifesto, but in it, the author rails against the growth of the Muslim populations across Europe and against political leaders who he believes are doing nothing to stop it. Today, police also revised the death toll downward to 76. Initially, they believed 93 people were murdered in Friday's double attacks, but it looks like some victims were counted twice. Here's more on the terror that unfolded. Many of the children at this summer camp on Norway's Utøya Island had almost no chance to escape the massacre.
Were people around you hit?
Yes. My friend saw his girlfriend being shot and just floating away.
Some were executed hiding in tents or as they huddled among rocks for safety. Those who tried to swim away found no refuge either.
It was about 20 to 30 of us trying to swim over. I saw a few of them being shot in the water. And it was a very powerful water. You could see the water breaking around, and you could see when the water turned red.
Coolly and methodically, Anders Breivik shot victims as they begged for their lives. Authorities are still searching the woods and the waters around the island for bodies, but they believe Breivik murdered nearly 70 people here during his killing spree.
It's very important that we find everybody so the family can start the degree process.
Authorities have been poring over a 1,500-page manifesto that surfaced on the internet on the same day as the mass murders, allegedly written by the killer himself. Some passages appear similar to the writings of Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, but much of it is actually a rant against Islam. Time is of the essence, the manifesto reads. We have only a few decades to consolidate a sufficient level of resistance before our major cities are completely demographically overwhelmed by Muslims. Breivik saw himself as a crusader against Islam, a modern-day Knights Templar. In a video posted on YouTube 6 hours before the attack, Breivik can be seen posing with automatic weapons and in military uniforms. Many members of the ruling Labour Party had sent their children to the camp Breivik targeted, and authorities say he wanted to send a message. The judge in the case paraphrased Breivik's comments in court today.
As long as the Labour Party keeps drawing its ideological line and keeps deconstructing our region culture and mass importing Muslims, then they must assume responsibility for this treason. And any person with a conscience cannot allow its country to be colonized by Muslims.
We now know Breivik drew some inspiration from Americans who have written extensively of what they say are the dangers of Islam. The manifesto mentions Pamela Geller, who helped lead the charge against the Park 51 mosque near Ground Zero, describing her as a decent human being and citing her blog, Atlas Shrugs, 12 times. Another American author, Robert Spencer, was mentioned 46 times. His website, Jihad Watch, was cited an additional 130 times. Lars Guhl is a Norwegian terrorism expert.
The right-wing websites, they provide a greenhouse for extremist ideas because they become isolated. People who do not share these ideas, they tend to stay away, which means that there is no opposition, there is no contrary arguments, so they feed upon themselves.
Supporters of Geller and Spencer say the effort to link them to the massacre is akin to character assassination in the media. They say it's unfair to blame them for the killings. As for the message Breivik wanted to send through his murderous rampage, in Norway at least, it seems to be falling on deaf ears.
We don't want to be silenced. We're going to continue. We're going to continue the struggle, and we're going to continue doing what we do. We want to make, we want to make the world a better place, and we want to continue with our politics. We want to show them that they're not going to shoot us to silence.